We're making some memories today or erasing them. Who even knows at this point? Regardless, on this all new episode, we've got gross talking babies, mutant frinks, bulging eyeballs, all the Arnold grunting sounds, your heart desires. You know what? Let's just get our asses to Mars. Hello and welcome to Totally 80s and 90s Recall. This is a podcast where we'll dive into everything the radical decades of the 80s and 90s threw our way, from hair metal and grunge to blockbuster action flicks and cheesy sitcoms. If you're new to the show, it's awesome that you've joined us today. And for our returning listeners and subscribers, it's great to have you back. I am one of your hosts, David, joined as always by our own athletic, sleazy, demure brunette. It is, of course, my good friend Rob.
Am I a brunette?
I think so.
All right.
With the hair that you are sporting, it tends to have a brown effect.
I take that as a compliment.
There you go.
All right. For this episode, we're reading a letter sent to us from Paul from New York City. Paul writes, Dave, Rob, and Kurt, my name is Paul, and I write to you from an undisclosed location somewhere between Silver Creek, Colorado, and my home in New York City. I trust this letter finds you in time to help me. While traveling from Silver Creek, Colorado to my home in New York City, I was caught in a blizzard and crashed my car. I was found by a seemingly friendly nurse named Annie. I found myself bedridden in Annie's home with 2 broken legs and a dislocated shoulder. Annie told me that she was my number one fan, and he put that in air quotes, and has offered to care for me until the telephone lines get reconnected and local roads reopen following this nasty blizzard. Lately, Annie's somewhat disturbing behavior has come to a boiling point as she has read my latest novel, I Am an Author, and discovered that the main character of my book series dies at the end. Annie got really mad and revealed that she had never informed anyone she'd rescued me. I am beginning to think I'm being held prisoner. To make matters worse, Annie forced me to burn the copy of my new manuscript, provided me a typewriter, and has ordered me to write a new novel in which I bring the main character back to life. Annie doesn't know it, but I've been able to use a bobby pin to unlock my door, and I've left my room several times. I've even started stockpiling my painkillers with the intent to drug Annie. While exploring the house, I have learned that Annie has been tried for the deaths of several infants in the hospital where she worked, but the trial collapsed due to lack of evidence. In my time here, Annie has broken my ankles with a sledgehammer, murdered the local sheriff with a shotgun when he found me drugged in the basement, and attempted to kill me in a murder-suicide. Dave, Rob, and Kurt, I'm in a bit of a pickle, and I'm hoping the movie boys can help me out. Well, Paul, we've consulted the Totally 80s and 90s Recall team, and we want to offer you the following suggestions. Number 1, convince Annie to let you live long enough to finish the novel. This will distract her. Number 2, in the meantime, hide a lighter in your pocket. You'll need it later. We'll explain. Number 3, when the manuscript is done, we want you to use the lighter to set it on fire so Annie can never read it. This will cause you and her to engage in a violent struggle. We can't guarantee that you're going to come out of this unscathed, but Kip and the boys need you to fight. You fight like hell. Lastly, get counseling. Get lots and lots of counseling. And no matter what you decide to do, we hope these suggestions give you some relief from the misery you're experiencing.
Oh, applause, please. So just to, very good. So I just want to clear up something here. Paul
in New York. Yeah.
So Paul is in some distress, it seems like.
Yes,
he's being held some sort of captive, but has enough time to get away, write us a letter, mail said letter,
yes,
but then put himself back into captivity.
It's
Why
possible.
not, while mailing the letter, just leave?
It's possible he gave it to a passerby, or he threw it out the window.
Passerby, would we not ask for help?
Well, he said he could get out every once in a while, so he snuck it into the outgoing mail.
So if he can get out once in a while, why doesn't he just get out? Paul?
Out of his room, not out of the house.
Okay.
He's broken bones.
All right.
There's a blizzard, and
well, hopefully he got the return answer.
I don't know.
Because sounds like he needs to be prepped for some other.
I don't even know where to say. There's no return address. I don't know how to get
All
back.
right. So how did you get it?
It arrived mysteriously in the mail.
Oh,
we just got to hope that Annie plays the podcast so he can hear it.
It just said the envelope just said Movie Boys, Totally 80s and 90s Recall, care of
like scribbled
Golden, Colorado, right?
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
what it said. Okay,
Silver Creek, I think.
Silver
Yes.
Creek.
Yes, Silver Creek, Colorado. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Golden's where they do the Coors.
That's right.
There you go.
I've been there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've been there.
Red Rocks.
I went to Red Rock.
I know.
Yeah, I love it.
Saw who?
Big Head
Big
Todd.
Head
and the
Todd.
Monsters.
Does Todd have a big head, or is it just a clever name?
No, I think it's just a clever
Just
name.
a normal size
Yeah, I
head?
think he's a normal size head.
He doesn't look like that kid from Jerry Maguire or anything?
No, I don't think he's got a big head.
That guy had a big head.
He's like the little boy from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yeah, he
Like Sputnik.
Yeah, you couldn't see
Quite
the-
spherical, but pointy in
Yeah,
places.
he couldn't see the band around him on stage. So, well, that other voice you hear in the studio today, back by popular demand, with only 2 kids to feed, the movie hound, Kurt.
Yes. Only 2 kids to feed, but really one of them's an adult now, so I shouldn't have to feed her.
Well,
but I
you
still have to.
feed her quite a bit.
I still do. She won't. She left, but keeps coming back during the summer.
She loves it.
That's right.
You've made such a great home for her. She's not leaving.
She's never
What is
going
it?
to leave.
What's that from? It's the Wolf of Wall Street with I'm not fucking leaving.
That's,
So
that's what she says.
You
That's
guys
what
are
she
a little
says.
ahead of the game with the kids.
What do you mean?
You got the kids in the college.
Well,
Yes.
almost.
They come back.
They do.
Yeah.
They
Are
come
you
back.
expecting them not to come back?
I was kind of hoping they
They'll-
would.
they'll
I'm
be back.
fully expecting them to never actually leave.
Yeah, they're gonna live there.
Okay,
At this
so
point.
that's a
I think that's
a
the new,
horrible thought.
I think
and
that's the new style.
I don't want that.
They'll get their college education. They'll come back home. Then they'll live with you while they're working. Save money.
Yeah, I'm going to be packing their things for
I don't
them.
think you are.
No,
I think you're
they're
gonna
coming
lose.
back.
I
Then you'll
think-
have to help them unpack.
Yeah, I think you're gonna lose that argument to the other spousal in your life.
All right.
Yeah. So
Fine.
she'll say, "Oh, they can come home whenever they want." You already know that, right? That sounded like her a little bit, right? You think
pretty
she'll
close.
appreciate that?
I don't know.
You
She's
let
gonna
me
love
know.
it.
Yeah, you let
That's
me know.
right.
So, well, real quick, I got to do some housekeeping here.
Oh.
On our last
He
episode,
usually doesn't clean, so
I
let's see what
don't.
happens.
On our last episode, our
Oh.
80s soundtrack episode, which, by the way, has been quite popular.
People like
far.
it.
People
like
really
it.
like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mentioned in that when we picked our song off of the Fast Times at Ridgemont High soundtrack, we picked the Jackson Brown.
Yeah.
Someone's baby, right?
Yeah,
Or what is it?
yeah.
Got to
Must
be
be-
someone's.
yeah, must
got
be
to
somebody's baby.
baby, right? I mentioned in that was also in Silence of the Lambs. I was incorrect, and we are nothing if not factual on this show. The song she's singing in Silence of the Lambs is the Tom Petty song "American Girl" from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
So I got my 2 songs confused. Kip was not happy. Him and the research team do a lot of work every week, and I get on here and
that's-
flub it up. And
That's
so-
close though.
close, but not
Same
the same.
movie. Same movie though.
Just going to have
You
to
know.
take his Music Man card away.
Yeah, I think he got a suspension or something.
Did
So-
you had mentioned earlier that you talk about man card. Do you want to mention what your
Yeah, my wife was not happy that we put.
our order we lost the man card?
Yeah, so if you've listened to our 80s soundtrack, then we're gonna give it away and
Oh,
say
that's true.
Our number one.
Well, they've had a week.
Yeah,
so,
our number one soundtrack was Dirty Dancing, and number 2 was Top Gun. And she was very upset that Dirty Dancing was above Top Gun. She said that our man cards were revoked.
I figured she would have.
She said, no, she said she would have had it 4th
Wow.
behind what we had at 3 and 4.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah. She's not as big a fan of that, and she likes the songs, but not as much as the other ones.
Okay.
Her exact thing was when you hear these songs from Top Gun, like you are back watching Top Gun. But when she hears the songs from Dirty Dancing, she's not necessarily feels like she instantly transports to the Catskills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Catskills in the 50s.
So, the 60s, whatever it is.
You're not
Right, so-
transported back.
Not transported immediately back. So yes, a little housekeeping. We like to make sure, if people are using this as a factual point of information, I want to make sure they have the right information.
That's
That's
what all they're
a
looking
mistake right there, right off the bat. If you're
Tune in,
coming
yeah.
here for
We got to tune in to get the exact musical knowledge that we need, right? So
That's right.
Trust us, we're not. We've done a lot of years. We've interviewed a lot of artists to get this information, and now we're sharing it with you.
That's right.
So we got to make sure we're giving them the right stuff.
right.
So speaking of the right stuff, Rob, what are we covering on this week's episode?
we are looking at the 1990 Arnold Schwarzenegger classic Total Recall.
Total Recall. Although he's been mentioned on our show before, he's made a couple of appearances. He's told us how much he loves chicken and rice.
That's right.
This is our first dedicated Arnold Schwarzenegger
it is.
movie episode.
That's right.
He's been around us, but nothing that was just his.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a big deal today, right?
This is going to be a big deal.
Really big.
You think it's a really big deal?
It's a big deal.
Big deal.
I feel there's going to be a lot of Arnold
Oh
impersonations.
yeah, you got to do it, right? Most people can't talk. Everyone will do some sort of, whether it's good, bad. You got to do some sort of
right.
Arnold, right? So when we deliver anything, you
Got to have a grunt.
Got to have a grunt. California, you're gonna have any of those. So normally we just plug him in randomly, but today he has legitimate reason
to be here,
to be hanging out in the studio. We called him, but he was busy. He had other things. He said he would have loved to be here.
He's got a lot of side projects.
That's the message I got. Love to be here, but he's busy.
Chasing his little mini horse and his pig around the house.
He's also on the State Farm thing now, like a
that's
good
true.
neighbor. Neighbor.
It's neighbor.
So, by the way, State Farm, we're also open to any advertisements you'd like. So throw them on over here. We love insurance.
We've been a State Farm customer for years.
Oh,
lifetime.
We're doing an ad for him right now.
There you go.
I feel like there should be some revenue. We got Arnold, we got that neighbor, all of it.
Oh, goodness.
All right. So, well, before we strap into the chair and completely lose our minds, let's have some fun and check out the original theatrical trailer.
Call recall. For the memory of your ideal vacation.
You were interested in a memory of,
Mars.
You're gonna love this, Doug.
Yeah, but how real does it seem?
As real as any memory in your head. You are on your most important mission.
Do you want to know the future?
What about the past? You are not you. You're me.
They erased your identity and implanted a new one.
Watto wants what's in Quaid's head.
You're qualified. Wrong. If I'm not me, who the hell am I?
You wouldn't hurt me. We're married.
Consider that a divorce.
You got a lot of nerve showing your face around here.
Look who's talking. My name is not Quaid.
An hour we could have total recall.
I want Quaid delivered for reimplantation.
Catch!
Get ready for a surprise.
Kill them all! You think this is the real Quaid? It is.
We hope you enjoyed the ride.
That is
That's pretty
something.
good.
If you had never seen this before and heard that, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Is that a movie
I'm
you
getting
want
in
to
the
see?
car to go.
Yeah.
To go watch.
And then, are you gonna get in the Johnny cab?
I will.
Yeah. I like that they programmed Johnny Cab to be sarcastic.
Yeah.
For no apparent reason. That AI on that is spectacular.
Right.
Right. So
Well, you open the door and you got it.
Yeah, I know. Like he's kind of an ass, as it turns out. So, So, what do you remember? Since you have seen it, what do you remember about watching it for the first time?
The first thing I wrote down is the thing that stuck with me, and I don't remember why, is the eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
always the
yes.
eyeballs.
I don't know why that
Bulging.
I remember that.
It's crazy.
And it's still, even now watching it now, it gives me the creep.
I always
don't
remembered.
like it.
I always remembered the when you run through the X-ray machine.
Yes.
Because I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
what if they could just see through to your bones like that, like at the airport or something?
Well, and at the time, in 1990s movie, cinema, that was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
We watch it now, and the scene where he's
Taking off the
Taking
head.
off the head,
right?
yeah.
And the graphics are really bad.
They are.
My wife was like, "What is going on? That's so dumb." But at the time, it was
groundbreaking.
You're like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's so great.
super,
and
super groundbreaking.
They didn't. There's no CGI here. Like they're making these special effects happen.
Yeah.
So I've never watched the remake, but I'm going to imagine the remake laid into some CGI, which is going to make it worse. So
Yeah, and we might talk about the remake a little bit. But
we're not.
No. Okay, good.
Who's bringing that up?
Everything I read said it was.
Did you watch it?
No,
I'm not watching
that
it.
it was awful.
I'm just going to be the old guy on the porch. I'm not watching that.
No.
So
It's in the same category as the Roadhouse.
oh
remake.
yeah, it's an abomination. They made another one.
Well,
right?
like the storyline doesn't track the same.
I don't know.
and it's different.
nonsense.
So it never actually makes it to Mars, and it all takes place on.
Sounds
Earth,
like you
and
have watched it.
I read about it.
Oh, okay.
He's a reader.
He's a reader, folks.
I'm a reader.
Well, what did you think, Kurt? First time you saw it?
Like I said, first time I thought was cool effects. How did they do that?
Yeah.
How is he pulling this giant thing out of his nose?
That was good.
It's like, wow.
Well, and I mean, Sharon Stone was pretty at the time. I like her.
Oh my gosh,
she was.
I mean, I was going to get to that later, but if you want to know what I remember this,
and
she is on fire in this movie.
Yeah, she looks good.
I just want more scenes with her in it. Yeah. And
you can tie me up.
You can tie me up.
Look, in 1990, I'm like 14 years old. She's hitting every button that needs to be hit. Real quick. And then 2 years later, when I'm 16, Basic Instinct comes out, and you're just like, this lady, remember, we always talk on some of the other episodes, my 80s crushes, the Belinda Carlisle's, gone. They were moved out of the memory bank. And Sharon moved right in, so that was quick. So I got Sharon and Kapowski side by side.
Kapowski.
We were growing.
Sometimes
by that time, we had. By that
we
time,
call that a 2-for-1.
2-for-1. Did you get a coupon?
No coupon needed.
By that time, we had. We were growing up.
Oh,
right? So we weren't.
14, 16. We're growing up.
We were moving.
I was
we
10,
know what's going
10,
on.
So
12,
we were moving into the Sharon Stone.
But at 10 and 12, were you
world.
able to appreciate Sharon?
I could start to.
I mean,
I could start too.
Everything about her in this movie, just the 80s hair, that late 80s hair, that glossy, pink lipstick she's wearing, like everything's perfect. Like she could come out of any Poison Motley Crue video.
And she's,
right now.
And she's tough.
Oh man,
like she'd take a punch.
Yeah, we got some. I got some information about that. We can talk about later.
She took an Arnold punch.
She's a champ,
not a mark,
and not a mark.
I didn't go full speed. Good.
But I also put other thing is that this was Arnold at his peak.
Oh man,
and then.
By the way, how about 1990 for Arnold? You got this. You got Kindergarten Cop. He's coming off the mega success of Twins like a year and a half earlier.
Yeah.
And then I think in a year and a half later, you're looking at Terminator 2. Like this moment in time is just as Arnold as you're going to get. Mm-hmm. But I will say this. The other day I listened to a podcast where they do old movies, and they did The Running Man.
Yeah.
It was a 1987 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and I'd never seen it.
Whoa.
Oh. It's
great.
I don't know if that's the word I'd use.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, Body Ventura's in there. Jim Brown, the old running back, is in there. But if you haven't seen it,
it's been a long time.
It's an Arnold movie, probably worth watching. So on the same line as what's the one where he's the Russian one or whatever? Which is
Red, not Red Dawn.
What's that called? It's not Red Dawn.
Yeah.
It's the other one though. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but it's about on the same line as that one. But yeah, Arnold's on fire right here. So this is his moment. And
Red Sonja?
Red Sonja. No, not Red Sonja.
No, he's the Russian mobster guy.
He's a Russian guy later. Red Sonja was after Conan.
Oh yeah, that was early.
Conan. When he couldn't speak English. Although I don't know if he's speaking English in any of these movies, but he's doing a little better job. But yeah, this is his moment. And this movie is as Arnold as you're going to get. Like
Red Heat.
I knew it. Isn't Belushi in that too?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Schwarzenegger, Belushi, can't go wrong there. Yeah. And it's the other Belushi. It's the brother.
Yeah. And that was 88.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
88,
right, 88, 90.
89, 88, 89 is Twins and Red Heat. Then you get this in Kindergarten Cop. Then you get in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's doing very well.
He's having a
He's doing very well.
He's doing well. Well, I can film another movie. It's okay.
And there's the first one.
No, that's like my third one already. You just didn't catch the first two.
I haven't been listening. I'm sorry.
And then Predator was 87.
6, 7, something like that.
So anyway. He had a
I
few
was
good-
after Running Man, or before Running Man.
Predator was 87.
There you go.
87, yeah.
Running Man was also 87.
87.
So.
Yeah. He was rolling. What can you say? So, well, for me, I remember Arnold's facial expressions in the movie. I always remember thinking back, like, he's constantly like in agony. These absurd action scenes where he exaggerates them so much you laugh sometimes because and like they can't find him half the time. He's the biggest man on every planet, and they're just like, "Where's Quaid? We can't find Quaid. I'll hide around this corner. No one will find me."
Can't find the giant 6'5" guy with a towel on his head.
I don't even know how he fits in a Johnny cab in the first place.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. The worst part is during the memory implant. The facial expressions when he wakes up from the memory implant is just insanity. Like and he rips. Like metal out of metal. I mean, look, he's strong, but I don't know. I love you, Arnold, but
and on the flip side is when they when he comes out of his first memory.
Oh yeah.
And they're holding him down. They're not holding him down.
No. Well, the 200-pound people trying to hold him down.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he's only got the one hand that's broken loose.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not Quaid.
I'm not Quaid. Yeah. He grabs him by the throat.
Oh man,
they're not stopping him.
No. Who was going to stop him?
No.
And why is the salesman coming in to stop him? Like they don't have security in that place. Like the salesman's going to solve all the problems. His job is to literally just get them to buy more things. So I don't understand his role in this whole thing.
Bob the doctor.
Bob the doctor.
Bob, we got a problem. Bob,
got a problem. So yeah, but I've always thought it was a great movie. First couple times I saw it, I didn't catch it all. Like you didn't understand it all at first.
Yeah.
First time I saw it, I'm like, what? What happened? Right. And it just ends.
Yeah.
So you don't ever actually, the one part I don't love is you just don't get an answer because it just ends.
See, that's what I like about it.
So you like it for that.
I like the mystery.
I just want some sort of resolution. That's all.
Do.
Because
I think that's the brilliance of the movie. I do.
Brilliance.
I think it's a really good movie. I actually like it.
It's good.
Of all the movies I think we've reviewed, this is probably my favorite.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So real quick, Cocktail.
That's an easy one. That's an easy.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, well, coming up a little bit.
Okay.
It's a tough one.
Over the Top.
That's an easy one. That goes down to that goes down. Yeah, there's no way you do Over the Top
The Sandlot.
Okay, that's a one I will.
Mrs. Doubtfire, Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, Dazed and Confused is up there, but yeah.
you just in love with Arnold.
I do. I like this movie.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Rob.
Outside of Predator, I think this is probably my favorite Arnold movie.
I will say this is probably most people. I always thought this was probably my favorite Arnold movie, but it probably Jingle All the Way.
Oh, shut up! That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I will say Jingle All the Way is probably the one I've seen the most.
I know. I like it.
Because I watch it every Christmas.
I mean,
Jamie!
We're going to cover that.
There it is.
Yeah. We're going to cover that later this year. But, give me Arnold as a mattress salesman. I'm sold. Like the story's gold right there.
Number one customer.
Right?
It's
my
gold.
number one customer.
Number one customer. Oh, wow.
All right. Well, let's take a vacation from ourselves, even if it nearly kills us, as we travel back to 1990 and check out Total Recall. Before we started this today, Kurt said that the opening theme and the credits was the longest moment of his life.
Yeah.
So, and you recaptured that, and Rob recaptured it perfectly.
That was probably about 1/8 of what they do. I think I clocked it at about 8 minutes at the beginning of the movie.
Someone's at their car or at the gym, like, is it starting? Like, what are we doing here? So, all right. Well, before we begin reliving this week's movie, we like to give you, the listeners, the important information about the movie. And for that, I like to toss it over to the movie hound himself for all of that pertinent data.
Ooh, you're going to toss it? I might drop it.
That's okay.
Like it's hot.
He's a dropper. Oh, but we still don't have that keyed up.
No,
we'll get it when it says,
I got applause, though. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kip's giving a thumbs up. He liked it.
Ooh, thanks, Kip.
That was good. That was fast.
Right. So the American science fiction action film Total Recall was directed by Paul Verhoeven,
Verhoeven.
Verhoeven.
Yes, there you go.
I'm not good with words.
That's okay. I'm helping you out.
There might be a few more names up here that I'm not good with.
It's Verhoeven.
It's Verhoeven. Get it right.
Get this right.
Okay, I tried.
Damn you.
Verhoeven. Did I get it right?
Yes, you got it right. Good job.
All right. I'll probably say it wrong again.
That's okay.
All right. So this is with a screenplay by not Robert. That's Ronald.
Oh.
Now you flustered me.
It's all done. We're done.
Paul
Do
Verhoeven
you want to start over?
with the screenplay by Ronald Shuzette,
Nice.
Dan O'Bannon, and Gary Goldman. The movie was based on the 1966 short story We Can Remember It For You Wholesale by Philip K. Dick. The film stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rachel Ticotin, Sharon Stone, Ronnie Cox, and Michael Ironside. Mm-hmm. It had a budget between 45 and 80 million. They could never pin it down of how much it actually cost. But it made over 260 million worldwide at the box office. Total Recall is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes with a critic score of 82% and an audience score pretty close to that at 79. A fun fact about the movie is according to thenumbers.com, Total Recall is the 656th ranked movie ever by box office numbers. Just behind Rob's favorite Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Ooh. And just ahead of David's favorite, The Full Monty.
Ooh.
That's right.
Wow.
So now, Rob, as David sits back and daydreams about three-breasted women, please tell us what this movie is all about.
I do love them.
I do love it. Oh, man. It's time for the segment we like to call
Back of the box, back of the box. Box, back of the box.
I like that. Arnold Schwarzenegger explodes.
Whoa.
You like that?
Yeah.
He explodes.
Explodes.
It's frustrating.
Dang it.
All right.
Sorry, you make
Got me all flustered.
That's right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger explodes out of the year 2084 AD with gut-crunching, white-knuckle, nonstop action as he smashes his way through a horrifyingly real fantasy world, complete with a gorgeous but deadly wife, Sharon Stone.
Oh, my goodness.
And into a mind-bending, nightmarish reality of a Martian mining colony ruled over by a terrorizing dictator, Ronnie Cox, who can alter reality to suit his whims. The red planet erupts with rebellious mutants, the fire of an alluring and mysterious woman, Rachel Ticotin, and a vicious and savage enemy. In this film, directed by Paul Verhoeven, RoboCop,
really good,
with special effects by DreamQuest, Academy Award for The Abyss, it's a total war, total action, total Schwarzenegger, total recall.
Oh, that's great.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. No running time.
Total running time approximately 113 minutes.
Excellent.
Perfect. Doesn't even feel like 113 minutes.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Really great.
You even got pictures.
I got the back of the box right there.
Oh, my goodness.
You got a little Sharon Stone sharing some schmexy time there.
There's no
Schmexy
first of all, anytime Sharon Stone's there, it's not little Sharon Stone. She's owning the screen.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's everywhere.
Even Arnold. Arnold
She
can
pulls
step
attention
aside.
away from Arnold.
That's
Oh,
right.
my goodness. Yep. Very good. So, well, if you're new to the show, the three of us will talk a little about parts of the movie before jumping into some categories that we've highlighted. And we're going to share some of our favorite and maybe not so favorite moments from Total Recall. Usually we like to start, and it's exactly where we're going to start today, on casting choices. Are we happy with the cast of this movie? And did you find anything else out there that said this movie could have been different?
I found a lot.
Oh, nice.
That it was going to be different.
Goodness.
So basically what I read is that the story was going to be, it's supposed to be more on the, not serious side, but more on the mental part of it and the dreamscape kind of thing. That's where it wanted to go, and not more of an action flick. And so initially, this is ridiculous. Richard Dreyfuss.
Yes,
That's great.
I saw that.
That would have been sweet, huh? You see him as Quaid?
No.
Can anybody do a Richard Dreyfuss impression?
No, I don't have one.
do it.
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss. I don't want to be in the damn recall.
I just think whiny, yeah.
Yeah, that's all he is. Get me out of this damn chair.
William Hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that William Hurt.
Pretty straight.
He was picked as a lead instead and focused more on the concept. See, they wanted to focus more on the concepts of memory and identity. Yeah. And then Christopher Reeve and Jeff Bridges were the other names I found.
Oh, wow.
So
I saw that Patrick Swayze was signed to this.
I saw that. Yep.
And actually, they were in Australia, and then the company that signed him and bought the rights to the movie the first time went bankrupt.
Yes.
So Swayze's like, see ya, I'm going home. and then they had to redo the whole thing.
But again, that's a different movie.
But they were saying too that Arnold chased this movie afterward. He wanted it because originally he tried out for RoboCop, and he wanted to be RoboCop, but he was actually too big for the suit, and they said it was a problem for him to move and do they couldn't do the suit with him.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't get RoboCop. But told Paul Verhoeven he loved RoboCop, wished he'd have been in it, loved it, and then when this came around, he actually asked Paul to direct once he got a hold of it. And what you're talking about, some of the Dreamscape stuff, that's where Arnold kind of helped rewrite some of the stuff to go, it needs to be a little more action-oriented, right? So
to get his muscles.
I got to get my muscles.
My muscles.
Yeah. So
Well, in the first one, he was supposed to be a office worker.
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to work in an office. And he was like, look at me, I can't be in an office. I don't.
I need my muscles bouncing.
Yeah, so he suggested being a construction
bouncing.
worker because that would make more sense. Because if you were like coming into the office and like, what is he? Your claims adjuster? Sit down. Where's our seats? Like he's not working in an office. He'd just be getting yelled at by HR 24/7. Arnold, you can't take your shirt off at work. It's too tight.
Why not? He's hot in here.
It's hot in this office.
I read that Total Recall was in what they call development hell at multiple studios for over 16 years. It had It had 40 different scripts that they had written for it. 7 different directors. So it took a while to figure it out just right.
I also saw before Sharon Stone, Kim Basinger was the first thing that they came up with.
I can see that.
And I'm much happy that they went with the Sharon Stone.
I can see that.
Kim Basinger, I'm fine with Kim Basinger, but Lori is Sharon Stone. I think that's better. But this one you're really going to like. I did a deep dive for this one.
Oh, crap.
So Richter, Michael Ironside's character, the main antagonist, if you will, of the film, was written and offered to Kiss's Gene Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But he had a scheduling conflict, so they had to recast it.
Yeah.
But originally they wanted Gene Simmons for that. I don't see that. I'm sorry. I just don't.
He plays a bad guy in a movie.
Yeah, but he's not good. He's not good.
He's just not
He's
good.
a bad actor.
It? Which one was
He
it?
gets
He's a little
tongue-tied very
scary.
easily.
So, so then Michael Ironside came in and read for it. Actually, he read for the Cohagen part first.
They're like, no.
Yeah. Well, then Ronnie Cox read for it, and Ronnie Cox, who had been in RoboCop and been crazy in RoboCop, they loved it so much, they're like, "You're this," and then they offered Ironside the Richter part, which was funny because Ironside tried out for or auditioned for RoboCop, but he didn't take the part. Paul Verhoeven wanted to give him the part for that, but he said he didn't want to be typecast as a sociopath. Yeah. And then 2 years later, he's like, "But I'll do this instead."
This.
Yeah,
I do need a job.
that won't make me look like a sociopath. So
I did.
But he's
I did
great.
See that
He's awesome. I love
did see
Richter.
that Ironside had to, because he turned down RoboCop, that he actually had to do all the auditions process. Because they were like, "We're not giving you the job because you backed out on us before."
That's right. I also saw for Quaid Matthew Broderick and Jeff Bridges.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think about those?
No.
Look, I'm just going to lay it on. I'm just going to lay it down right here. If Arnold's not in this movie,
it's a different movie.
It's much different.
It's a B movie, crappy movie that you're not watching. Like it's just not. If it's in any way structured the way it is, it's not working. If there's not the one-liners, if there's not kind of some of the silliness with the action, then it's not. It doesn't work. The movie doesn't work.
I don't think without Arnold, it doesn't get the money to be.
It doesn't
made.
get anything. I don't think
Since
so
at
either.
the time, it was one of the most expensive movies ever made.
Although they did talk to Stallone too, so.
Would
Would that have been better? Stallone? I don't know if that would have been better.
No, it's good.
Like, is there enough energy? Hey, we got to get our ass to Mars. I think the energy level's too low for him, right?
Well, and when he goes into when he agrees to go under.
Yeah.
And the next scene it cuts and it shows him sitting in his chair and he's got kind of that dopey grin on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm going to Happy Land.
Happy Land.
I just don't see Stallone.
I don't see any of the people that they mentioned
playing dopey,
And I like Swayze. Swayze's good in Roadhouse, but I don't think he's pulling off Total Recall.
I don't know. I wonder though, because Verhoeven did RoboCop.
He did.
Had a lot of no names in it.
Okay.
And it's a classic. So
I agree, but I just don't
wondering if it.
But really, the only reason
he did it.
But the reason Verhoeven came on board is because Arnold asked him.
Yeah.
So Verhoeven wasn't going to be there either without Arnold.
True.
So, I think without Arnold, this isn't This isn't Total Recall.
Yeah,
I think it's a
agree.
forgettable 80s movie that you're just going to be like, okay, I saw that. That's no big deal.
I agree.
Right? Because half of what makes this movie the movie is his one-liners, the
grunts.
the noises he's making for no apparent reason, constantly with the grunts, whatever it is. So, I mean, every scene, the whole movie.
That man needs some fiber.
Like, it doesn't matter what he's doing, he makes these noises. He's coming out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
He must have ate a Taco Bell or something. They have that in the future?
They did
had-
have
they
Jack
had
in the
it-
Box, but I didn't see Taco
No
Bell.
Taco Bell? This isn't Demolition Man.
Not all restaurants are Taco
All
Bell in
restaurants
this
are
one.
Taco Bell. We're crossing our Stallones and our Arnolds again. So yeah, so the casting on this I think is good. There's a couple side characters that they could maybe audition one or two other people, but it's fine. It gives it a B movie quality, but with lots of action and stuff like that. So we're happy with the cast, and that takes us into some interesting facts about the movie. We'll start with Kurt. What's a fact or two you dug up perusing around the interwebs?
All right. So one of the things I saw was that the original cut got an X rating
Ooh.
because of all the gore. And so they had to cut it down, especially one of the main scenes was Benny's death. Because they had entrails and intestines flying.
Terrific.
He's here today. He said he couldn't be here, and he showed up. Hey guys, I made it.
Thanks for coming. I also got here that
I thought you were going to say it was X because they cut out some Sharon Stone stuff.
I was waiting to see some.
Yeah.
I was hoping I would be on.
It's close.
Like some
We got the
deleted scenes.
tribe
Yeah.
boob or something.
By the way, not to give anything away, because this movie is now, 34 years old? 34 years old.
Very old.
So if you don't know about the movie, I guess get it on the queue fast. But so Richter is like the boyfriend or husband, or I don't know what he
yeah.
is, of Sharon
Very
Stone.
weird.
Their makeup, their makeout scene.
So their
is
whole
rough.
thing is crazy, but she's just spending weeks at a time getting, because the other guy makes the comment, yeah, I'd love Quaid pounding on my wife or my girlfriend or whatnot.
That's right.
So if you're Richter and you're Sharon Stone and you've been kind of, having this loving relationship with Arnold, and then you go back to Richter, you could do a sit-up or two here, buddy.
My favorite thing from Richter was, I don't know if you noticed it, the face waterfall he does.
Oh,
on
he
the,
does.
on the screen after
he
he talks
does.
to
So
her.
I have something to talk about all that here in a little bit. So trust me.
Wouldn't want to steal any of your
No,
stuff.
don't steal
like
it. I
you just
have it.
did.
It's so good. You guys are gonna wait. You're gonna be excited about it. So anyway, I'd cut you off. What else you
Did.
got?
I was also going to the Academy Awards. It was nominated for 3 different awards.
It was.
It was nominated for Best Sound, lost to Dances with Wolves.
Oh my God! Turn it off. It's over.
I knew David would love that one.
How would anything like this lose to Dance with? What sound is Dances with Wolves? Like him roaming around the prairie was better than
They
all
had
the noises.
realistic,
in this movie. Get out of
beats
here
and
with
stuff.
that. What a bunch of
Then
garbage.
It also lost Best Sound Effects Editing to The Hunt for Red October.
That I can
That's
live
a good
with.
one. Yeah.
There- Now that's an action, suspenseful movie I can live with.
Amazing.
That's
Great, good.
that is great.
And then it did win for Best Visual Effects.
It did, yeah. So that's really good.
Yeah.
So I've got, at the time it was made, second most expensive film ever made after Rambo 3.
Oh, wow.
There was a thing I saw a little
back to
interview.
Stallone
Stallone
going back
and
and forth.
Arnold. But I saw a little interview on YouTube with Arnold. He said he was hoping it would be more expensive than Rambo 3 because he doesn't like losing to Stallone. So he said that in some random interview. But I think he was being sarcastic. But it's hard to tell when Arnold is using sarcasm. So 5th highest grossing film of 1990. When it released, it went to number 1, knocking off what movie? Movie Hound. 1990. Summertime. Summertime and the living's easy.
Whoa. What is happening all
All
of a
right.
sudden?
You know what?
You don't have to give it to me.
We don't have time for this.
That's
Back to the Future 3 is what it unseated.
Shit. I didn't get it.
Other movies in the top 10. You're going to like this, Rob. Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Kurt Russell classic Bird on a Wire. Dick Tracy, everybody loved that movie, and another 48 Hours. So those were the other movies in the top 10 that week. So
I like it.
you do?
Yeah.
That's good. Sounds like a good time at the movies.
Yeah.
Sounds like you can't go wrong. Even with Bird on a Wire. I've seen that.
I think
It's
we went to the
not
theater
that
and
great.
saw that.
Bird on a Wire.
Yeah, did we go to that?
Did the movie boys?
That sounds
go
like
to
a movie
Bird
boy
on a Wire?
adventure.
That does sound like a movie boy movie.
We need like a little sound effect for that. Doo 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 doo.
You bastard!
No.
Oh, that's good. So, you got any interesting facts, Rob? I know you like to peruse the internet.
The thing I kept coming back to is I did not realize that Minority Report, which I really like,
Yes.
is technically a sequel.
Yeah, kind of.
You know, I think in the story world,
Yeah.
the two stories, the short stories were this is a sequel, or Minority Report was a sequel.
Nice.
I didn't know that. So, but I
That's
guess
good.
that was intended to be a sequel, and then it kind of became its own thing.
Well,
so.
they put Cruise in it. Once
Yeah.
you put Cruise in, it becomes its own thing.
It's his thing.
It's his thing now.
Which is too bad. I
To do
like that
something
movie.
different.
I was amazed at how many. I mean, I liked the movie, but I was amazed at how many lists it made as far as like people saying it's got to be it's one of the best science fiction films ever made.
Yeah, I think so. What is it? That and
listed in the 1001 movies you must see.
Yep.
AV Club called it one of the best 1980s style action films.
shout out to our friends over at the AV Club.
Yeah, was it? Rotten Tomatoes named it one of the 300 essential films to watch.
Oh,
I mean,
really good.
Yeah, but people think it's in retrospect. It says retrospective reviews have called it one of Schwarzenegger's best films and placed it among the best science fiction films ever made.
It is. It's really good.
Yeah. So, wow.
Well, we were talking about Sharon Stone earlier. Her fighting authentic in this movie. She performed all of her own stunts, and Arnold was so impressed he referred to her on set as the female Terminator.
Oh,
and she even said that herself, and he echoed it. Oh. He's like, oh, she's like the Terminator. Perfect. He was very excited. Perfect. So, but Sharon, the other stunt folks on set were so impressed. She has been inducted honorarily into the Stunt Woman Association Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were so impressed with her work on Total Recall. Cheapy Christmas.
That was aggressive.
So I saw that the movie was primarily shot in Mexico City.
Yes.
Almost completely in order of what you watch in the movie, which is kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they did it in chronological order for what you're watching. So
And I saw a lot of people get sick.
yes,
Everyone but the
But
writer
Arnold.
and Arnold.
yeah, because
He did Predator
Yep.
a few years earlier and got sick
Yep.
on that one in Mexico.
He's like, I'm not
I
doing
figured he
Yeah.
was
So
just
he had
eating
his-
chicken and rice.
no, he had the chicken
had
and
his-
rice flown
He
in.
brought it with him.
He did flown in, prepared from the States.
yeah.
You know, you feel like Arnold knew that answer. Should he have shared that with the rest of the crew? Hey guys, don't drink the water.
Wrong.
I heard it got so bad that the director actually had like an ambulance on set because he kept getting sick so often.
I've got Ironside broke a rib early in filming, had to wear a flak jacket to finish production, and it was one that it was worn by a famous at the time quarterback. I forget. I didn't write down. He was a Raiders
I saw
quarterback,
that.
but he had to wear this flak jacket.
Was it Plunkett?
Plunkett. I think that's what it was. Yeah, and so he broke a rib. So the rest of and it was early. So almost he had to film almost the whole movie with that broken rib, and he said it was a little painful.
Well, did you see where he had to do the push-ups?
Yes.
Where the insurance company came in and said, we'll clear you if you can do 50 push-ups. He did 30, re-injured himself.
I would injure myself too.
And then he had to then that's when they brought in the flak jacket
Oh, nice.
to help him. And the scene where he's fighting in the elevator, he's hurt. He's really hurt. He can't lift his arms above his.
Well, he's doing a good job
He was
still.
struggling.
So then Arnold cut himself when he punched the
I
window
saw
of the
that.
subway.
Yep.
You can actually see the scar on his arm
There's no
when
scar.
they're undoing the handcuffs later on.
There's no scar.
This is scar.
Bullshit.
See, that's the interview. We heard you got a scar during
Terminator
the
doesn't
filming,
scar.
Arnold. What do you have to say about that?
Bullshit.
I see. I stand correct.
I've got that there was a video game made of the movie. NES and Commodore 64 was available on both platforms.
The Commodore 64.
Somebody in 1990 was still floating around with that thing.
Wow.
Some guy in his room. Are they going to make a copy of this for my Commodore? Hey, man, you could just get it for $100. You just get an NES. I'm not buying that crap.
Commodore's sticking around.
I've got all my games on the Commodore.
The Commodore 64 is where it's at.
That's where it's at. This is the wave of the future. He's like, you watch.
consoles.
Commodore's going to take out NES flash in the pan. It's going away. So, all right. Questions or moments, plot holes about the movie? Any questions? Here's where I'm going to start off. And this goes back to your face waterfall, because he does a face waterfall on Sharon Stone, and it's great. But I watched this movie now forever, and I've watched it a couple times up to our session today. Is this the most ripped off movie ever? And here's what I'm going to show you. Here's what I'm going to tell you why.
I think I know where
Here
part
are
of it
my
is.
arguments. The movie came out in 1990. Quaid says "clever girl" to Lori. Jurassic Park, 1993. Clever girl. They have Quaid take a red pill.
Clever girl.
Yeah. They have Quaid take a red pill. Matrix,
Red pill to go into
1999.
reality.
That's right.
The Face Waterfall, Face Off, 1997. The whole premise is basically Inception and or Shutter Island. You pick one,
Yeah.
but it's kind of the same thing. Lori acting as Quaid's wife, Truman Show, 1998. Because same thing, we're just going to put her here. She'll pretend to be your wife, apparently have sex with you. So, going to do all the things.
She's in deep cover.
Yeah. So
She's like
Look at that.
agent.
Like-
was the agent off
yeah.
the Peaches?
I got you. Peaches. Yeah. She was not good at her job, though. She sucked the tongue for sure, though. So, but point being, look how many things came out of Total Recall. It's like Spielberg and these guys were sitting around going, "I like this movie. Oh, clever girl. I like that."
Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's.
Yeah.
I think you can just look at some things and say we've been ripping off Total Recall for a little while here.
And I wonder. I know, going back to it being such a great science fiction film, if there isn't some truth to that. That it's kind of like how we talked about Die Hard, and how Die Hard kind of set the mold for
The other movies.
for action films following it.
Yeah.
Now we watch an action film and we go, oh, it's Die Hard on a bus, it's Die Hard on a boat, it's Die Hard on a submarine. It's I wonder if Total Recall kind of set the standard for what science fiction films should be.
So Jurassic Park is Total Recall dinosaur.
There you go.
But if you could though, if you think about the Matrix, it's Neo is Keanu Reeves, and it's funny with him. But Arnold could be Keanu Reeves' character. He could be Neo. I know kung fu.
Show me.
Yeah. Well,
Stop calling me Mr. Anderson.
well, yeah, but as big as Arnold is, again, I think he does a good job of playing the dope, right?
Really?
I do.
All right.
Well, that's why I think he sold.
That's like he's supposed-
Junior and
Okay.
Kindergarten Cop. And,
Really, Junior is your? That's what you're
Well, yeah.
using. Isn't he pregnant in that movie?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
He
he
play-
sold that
he
well.
can play that-
Yeah,
well,
it's great.
I watched
Yeah, you did. Seems like it.
I actually thought he was pregnant.
Yeah,
That's right.
I like it. Look, the scenario in this movie that he's the everyman construction worker. You're like, no, look at him. He's 14 times bigger than every other human walking around.
Him and
He's
Harry
out
are
there
the
with
same.
Harry. Yeah, Harry. Yeah, Harry
they're-
looks like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, they're
and
hanging
he's
out.
over there he's like, Harry. So I just don't. That was just a reason to show off his arms. That's all it was, right? So they didn't show off Harry's arms though.
No, he was
wearing
long
he had a
sleeves.
flannel
On Mars. Yeah.
on Mars. No, they were on Earth.
No, they were on Earth.
That's when they
Yeah,
were
Oh,
still
that's
on
right.
Earth.
They hadn't gone.
So we hadn't got to Mars yet. So I had you talked earlier about his costume. So when he gets to Mars, he's wearing the lady costume, and it glitches on him because he just keeps saying 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So then he takes it off. The only thing he could say was 2 weeks, but he takes it off, then throws it to them, and it's programmed to open its eyes, and say, "Get ready for a surprise."
I know.
Excuse me.
Well,
what is happening right now?
And I thought the response time
Yes.
of Richter and his guys, where he goes, wait. He goes, Quaid.
Well, and
Quaid.
here's
and
the
he
thing.
says
I know.
they're less than 100 feet apart.
I
and,
agree.
And the head comes
But
off.
Honestly,
Just shoot the guy.
But honestly, why is he even turning around? You hear one lady talking at the airport at Mars,
Yeah, yelling
and you're
2
like,
weeks.
"Oh, that's Quaid. Oh, that's definitely Quaid." Like Richter's just so in tune with what's going on.
Well, he is.
So-
He's an assassin.
Is that what he is?
Yeah, I think I have it
He just
listed.
seems like a street tough.
He's listed as a mutant assassin.
Yeah, I guess he's about as useful as that guy in Beverly Hills Cop. His street tough, the same character, right? So when Quaid and Lori fight, right? So he comes in the apartment. Good reveal, but after watching it a few times, I can't tell it's her. First couple times, I'm like, oh, who's attacking him? But she's shooting at him. tries to stab him. And then after he punches her, wrestles her to the ground, holds her in a headlock, which would have broke her neck probably. Then all of a sudden they just kind of sit on two stools like
just have a conversation.
nothing happened. And she's like, you want to go in the bedroom?
Yeah.
You can tie me up.
Now, I think she's probably just stalling for the other clowns. But they just went from trying to murder each other real quick to, we had some good times.
And he doesn't question it.
No,
he just,
And then he goes right back and then just punches or knocks her out.
Yeah, just knocks her out. And if they can track him, he has a tracker. They didn't see that he left the apartment because they go all the way up to the apartment and he's downstairs watching them run by. And the dude with the glasses doesn't once go, oh, wait, he left the apartment. We shouldn't run up there.
He wasn't quite looking at it that closely.
Oh,
at that
they had
point.
to wait.
They had to wait.
I'm not
before he
ready
stared
yet.
at the
Are you
screen.
telling me you had a tracker in your pocket the whole time?
The whole time. We can't find him. Hey, look for the 1 6'5" Austrian running around down here.
With a towel on his head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So, but
One of the questions I had about this movie is why is the damn dome so fragile?
I agree.
I have an answer to that.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
I was going to.
You were part of the construction team?
Yeah. Our crack squad of researchers. No.
Do you want to talk about it now or later?
We can. Let's talk about it later.
Okay.
It's going to come up in another section.
Okay.
It is pretty ridiculous that you can tap on one of those windows and it breaks and the whole world dies.
Well, I don't know. I think I'll talk about it because I think I have some backup. No, what I read is that because I also read that online. Many people were like, why is the dome so fragile?
You think you'd make it more sturdy?
Yes.
I mean, I can understand it in like Venusville where he doesn't care about the people.
Yeah.
But if it's the
The
docking
Hilton
station
and all that stuff, yeah.
Everyone else's,
And that was the only comeback I found was that people were saying, well, because he cut corners on everything else, why wouldn't he have cut corners on the dome?
Yeah, but there's those rich folks are in an area too.
Yeah.
He wants those people pay for stuff. Yeah, Venusville scrubs, that's fine. I can shut their air off, but these are like my donors up here. These are the folks who take care of.
So that was something that I had early, later on I was going to talk about that. But I think that, I just kind of kept coming back to he cut corners and he put flimsy crap up there.
That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, where the parts where he might be going through, I would have thought he would have at least put maybe some bulletproof glass.
Yeah, I like your cut corners. Like he's like, don't worry about that. Hey, we got to get the inspectors up here. No, we're good. Don't worry about it.
But then to go along,
he didn't want to deal with the Teamsters on that one.
To go along with the glass when we got the 2 weeks and the head explodes and the window goes and then the doors close. But they got the one door that's super slow that he can go out.
He
but
made
then they can't open just that one because they're all in the same.
That's right.
The same fuse or whatever. But
And
why
how
did that
long-
one close so much?
Well, and how
slower
long
than the
do
other?
they have to wait? Is it like 30 minutes before we reset the locks and we can reopen?
Well, and
or
How long does it take for the guy to walk out
Can
in
we
a
just
spacesuit and fix
turn
the
on?
window?
Well, that's just really bad design.
Yeah.
If all of the doors are on the same
thing.
deal,
Yeah.
that just seems
like a bad idea.
That seems like a fire hazard.
Except for
I'm just gonna say.
one. Except for one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, remember, Principal Joe found out what happens when you have a fire hazard. Because they were not nice to Batman on that situation.
That's right.
So Cohagen's going to have to answer to the fire chief on that one.
Yeah.
But apparently there's no safety regulations anywhere.
On Mars?
Anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Because that Johnny Cab was going 15 miles an hour and just blew up.
It did blow up.
That is.
It didn't even hit that hard.
No, it's just
it's pretty rough.
stops. It doesn't crunch the front end at all, but that thing just explodes.
Thanks for running Johnny Cab.
And are we supposed to assume that he gets out of the Johnny Cab?
Yeah.
It malfunctions or something. He says.
Well, he had ripped it out of the.
I know.
Okay.
But then does it come after him?
Seems like Johnny was coming after him.
A little bit, but I felt like it just
or
took
that
off.
was just it just happened to malfunction.
It just had, in the old days when we drove the stick shift, if you stopped it and you left it in gear, it would jerk forward.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what. Maybe it was just the jerking forward.
I don't know.
Of the Johnny Cab. Although it wasn't a stick shift. Although he did have some knob.
I was going to say it was like a little.
He was.
Oh, that joystick.
And he was all over that joystick. He was running it. Arnold.
He likes to really grip the joystick.
Arnold likes to run it. Yeah, I got it.
Just shoved real hard.
See? Exactly.
The buttons are on fire today.
They are on fire. So, we've brought up a few things. We love this movie, but we did look into some reviews, and I went and found our friends Siskel and Ebert. I like to check out the original In the Balcony, which I found on the YouTube. And Raj says it's one of the most ambitious and offbeat sci-fi movies in a long time. Schwarzenegger's performance is important to the movie as he's not a superhero, but a confused man trying to figure out his life. And he said overall he really enjoyed it. Siskel said he loved the first hour a lot, and it has fabulous special effects. But once he gets to Mars, the back of the movie breaks down, is predictable in the end. Roger liked the whole movie. Gene thought the second half wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So that was the two of them.
Yeah.
They got a little cat scratching thing going on there.
Yeah, they disagreed.
You're wrong, Gene. No, you're wrong, Raj. Shut up, Gene.
Yeah.
Do you think, I always wondered for that show, do you think they sat down beforehand and be like, we can't just agree on everything? So how about, did you see Total Recall, Gene? Yeah, I saw it. Did you like it? Yeah, it's pretty good. But you say you don't like it.
Yeah. You be the bad guy.
You be the bad.
I'll be good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, I'll be good cop this time. You're always good cop, Raj. So, yes, but Roger liked it. So that's our Siskel and Ebert review for the day. Rob, I think you were able to track down a good review for the movie.
Well, yeah, and I think you kind of mentioned it. The only one I found that I liked, it said exactly what you said. Total Recall is one of the most ambitious and offbeat science fiction movies in a long time. But then to add, he said, and Schwarzenegger's performance is an important part of the impact. And then he later says, I liked it.
Nice. When was that review? Did it have a date?
I don't know. I found a really old video on YouTube, and it was like,
you found that? Yeah. See, I like to go sometimes to the IMDb because then I'll find one from like a week ago. Yeah. And someone will be like, "This is the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen," or you know, that's what I like to look for. I like to look for the 20-year-old kid that was like, "Oh, this is the greatest movie ever made," or something like that. So, well, if you had the good review, that means our movie hound has the bad review. How could you have a bad review for this movie? But apparently, you tracked one down.
I tracked one down. It was from the Washington Post on release date June 1st, 1990.
Beautiful.
So this is from Rita Kempley. I'm just going to read the very first paragraph of her review and the very last. So it says, Mr. Schnitzel-licious is back and bulgier than ever.
Bulgier.
That's right. In Verhoeven's splattery, plug-ugly thriller, Total Recall. Based on a tale by Philip K. Dick, the Martian set chronicle finds Bavarian beef boy Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the thick of things. Bodies, bullets, and hefty babes who want to work out with him. And then the very last says, aside from a few terrific effects, Total Recall is not good science fiction. Despite the big budget, it is a wasteland of latex, prosthesis, dreary sets, and broken glass. Its main selling point, the storyline, betrays the audience with its sheepish ending. And its star gives an unusually oafish performance. A cross between Frankenstein's monster, a hockey puck with swollen glands, and Colonel Klink. Like Stallone, Schwarzenegger is a talking cartoon whose objective is to make violence fun.
Wow. I think...
that was for you, Rita.
I feel like that person just has a vendetta against the Bavarian beef boy.
She doesn't like Stallone either because there was a separate paragraph I thought it'd be too long where he says this is down. She goes, this is down there with Cobra.
For no reason.
Yeah. Like Cobra took a stray bullet.
I was going to say.
Wow.
Stallone
Why do you got to
Stallone's sitting at home like, hey, what's going on over here?
I was just making a movie.
But I like the name calling of Mr. Schnitzel-licious.
I like Bavarian beef boy.
Bavarian beef boy.
It's me, the Bavarian beef boy. Bavarian beef boy.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, we have our reviews. We've talked about the movie a little bit, so that gives us a chance to now jump into our categories. Okay. And we have our first category, which is always our first category, and it is going to be our favorite quote.
They're here.
You can't handle the truth.
No. I am your father.
There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
Well, Total Recall is no different than any great movie. A particular quote can take you right back to the action. And we'll start with Kurt. This was really difficult. There's a bajillion quotes in this movie.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us what you think your favorite is?
Alrighty. So you already actually told mine.
Oh, I love it.
But I'm gonna redo it with the little full full thing. Yeah. So it's after the subway chase. Helm and Michael Champion and Ironside's Richter are going back to the car. And Richter goes, I want that fucker dead.
Nice.
I don't blame you, man. I wouldn't want a guy like Quaid porking my old lady. Richter goes, "You saying she likes it?" No, I'm sure she hated every minute of it.
No doubt.
Just Helm's little smirk on his face as he's saying, "No, sure she hated it."
No, really good. I imagine when Sharon Stone is having relations with Arnold, it's like in Twins when Kelly Preston, this bed is lumpy.
Oh, that's my favorite part. I knew you were going to. This bed is lumpy.
So that's Sharon Stone. This bed is lumpy.
That's right.
Let's get on the floor.
It's better for my back.
All right. Well, that's a good one. What do you got, Rob?
It's Cohagen.
Oh, nice.
Later, they're up in Cohagen.
You seem like a Cohagen guy.
I kind of like him. I like him in this movie.
I was watching this movie and I told my sons, I'm like, Rob's going to like Cohagen. Watch. There's going to be some weird reason to like him, but he's going to like him.
I don't know. I like him. No, I think it's a line that really it's out of place to me. Is when they're in his office. I think Cohagen's got Quaid at gunpoint, and he says,
"You really like when the bad guy and the good guy are."
I do.
He likes the showdown.
You like the showdowns when they conversate.
I do.
Yes.
I think that's where I have it. Cohagen says, "I'll blow this place up and be home in time for cornflakes."
That's right.
It's the goofiest thing.
Although I think they're not in his office. That's when they're in the reactor.
Yes,
because he was going to put his hand on the reactor.
That's right.
I wrote that one down too because I'm like,
it's so
okay.
weird.
Cornflakes?
It's so weird. Like of all the things that
funny.
you could say,
Yeah.
you know, I could be home in time for bed. I could be home, but in time for cornflakes.
Well, on Mars, that's a good hearty breakfast. All right,
guess.
what are you going to do?
I guess.
Send me some of those cornflakes.
Don't put the milk on them. I don't want it soggy.
It's too much milk.
Milk's bad for you.
Milk was a bad idea.
So, I struggled with this a lot. I have my favorite, I think, but there's so many. I had written down the cornflake line. I've got number 2. I would say 1A was the "I'll see you at the party, Richter." That's a great line.
Yeah.
"I'll see you at the party, Richter." I love it. So, you got a lot of nerve showing your face around here, Hauser, and he says, "Look who's talking." Yeah. I do like Richter in the car. He says, "Oh, then he's going to have Total Recall." I like when they plug the name of the movie somewhere randomly into the movie. What is it when he's going after Benny? He said, "Screw you," as he drills into the machine to kill him. And then Benny saying, "Baby, you make me wish I had 3 hands," when he had the boobs. So
See you at the party, Richter.
that's the one. But my favorite, and it was in the trailer, and I just laugh every time I hear it, is when she says, "But sweetheart, we're married." And he says, "Consider that a divorce," after he shoots her in the face. It's funny. I love it.
Consider that a divorce.
Yep, that's the one. But I will say, when you brought up your X rating, I thought maybe this was the conversation that would have got us there. So when he goes to Venusville and he finds Melina, he walks up to her. She walks up to him and she goes, "Hello, Hauser." Still bulging, I see, as she grabs his crotch.
Yep.
To which she goes, "What are you feeding this thing?" He says, "Blondes." She goes, "I think it's still hungry." I'm like, wow, she is not subtle at all, right? So I will say, though, one last quote. It was my son, Connor, which we'll have for later. His favorite was the Johnny Cab. The fare is 18 credits. I think we have that.
Fare is 18 credits, please.
Sue me, dickhead.
Yeah, he just loves the "sue me, dickhead."
I like how it's really like staggered. "Sue me, dickhead."
That's because he can't cuss naturally.
Yeah.
Arnold's like, he was trying to think of the most clever way to say, "Sue me, a dickhead." Imagine filming that. What do you think they went through? "Sue me, asshole." That's not quite right, Arnold. Try something else. So, so I think endless quotes. This thing's a one-liner machine.
Yeah.
And most of that's probably Arnold. I think he just puts those in, right?
Yep.
Because you do the writing and then he comes in. I bet the writers are like, "Here's your dialogue." "Okay."
Yeah.
"Sue me, dickhead." "Okay." I guess that's what we're going to say.
We'll fix that in post.
We'll fix it in post.
Sue me, dickhead.
All right. Well, that takes us to category 2. We'll start with Rob. Favorite scene in the movie?
You're going to make fun of me.
Is it back to Cohagen?
No.
Killing his fish.
I think it's
symbolic because they can't breathe without the air.
No, I do. That isn't it. But I do think this movie is not an allegory. What do you call it? But
an analogy?
An analogy or something. Well, anyway, of like, you've got the elite,
yes,
and then you've got the underground
downtrodden,
workers, and you've got I just think I think it was playing off of some sort 80s.
some sort of
governmental
thing on society and
colonialism. And
Ooh, I like
blah,
it.
blah, blah.
Totalitarianism. Let's just throw words in.
I thought it was a fun movie.
I thought it was great.
I try not to think.
Yes.
No, I think for me, the ending. The very ending scene where him and Melina.
Yeah.
I was Miranda. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Him and Melina look at each other and talk about how, well, I had this horrible feeling that we're in a dream. And she says, well, you better kiss me before it ends.
Yeah.
And then they very quickly play.
Because she's got to feed that thing.
Yeah, right?
Still hungry.
I'm hungry.
But then very, very briefly, they play a little bit of the jingle as it fades off. And so then.
What jingle?
The jingle.
Oh.
Yeah. The
Total Recall jingle.
The jingle.
That's really good.
I feel like there needs to be a way we can use that every episode now. That's just me, though.
But no, I think
use that for the what do you recall about the movie the first
I
time you
know.
watched it?
Oh, that's good. That's gold, Jerry.
Yeah. It's just the idea of that scene. You're watching the whole movie, and then I think it throws a little curveball and goes, well, crap.
It's like Inception.
Was he in a dream? Was he not in a dream?
Yeah, it's like the Inception thing when his little top is spinning at the end, or it's not. You're like, well,
because you
what
go
was it?
online and you get down the rabbit hole of people that, oh no, he was dreaming. No, he wasn't dreaming.
There's no, you can't win.
No, and
they never really answer it, which is what I said earlier. I'd like an answer. I want some resolution.
Right. And I think actually I read a couple quotes where the director himself kind of said there isn't an answer.
And look, the actress,
whatever you want it to be.
It was that way on purpose. Yeah.
And look, I like Melina is a very attractive woman. But if it's a dream or not a dream, I'm not shooting Sharon Stone. I'm keeping that one. Right? I'm keeping that one. I've
That's
got
what he's into. He's into
here.
the athletic
Sleazy, athletic, demure brunettes.
Brunette, yeah.
That's right. Sleazy. No, sleazy. Because he was half asleep.
And I have to point out, even in the 90s, I mean, it's not that long ago, but they gave him the choice when they show him those. What's your preference?
But her picture
what's
being
your
in
sexuality?
there, her picture being in there is weird.
Which would have been, hetero.
I'm
hetero. Yeah.
Is that how he said it?
Yeah. He was half asleep. It sounded like congestion.
Yeah. And that's how he said sleazy too. Sleazy.
Hetero.
So, all right, Kurt, what was your favorite scene?
Mine is the most memorable one from when I was smaller, when I was first watching it. It's the get your ass to Mars scene.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's pulling the tracker out of the nose.
Get your ass to Mars.
That's right. But now I'm just thinking, why are they, what's his name, just standing there, Helm, with that stupid little thing? It's over there. Shoot.
It's over there. Yeah.
And then fire 10,000 bullets to a corner.
To the rats.
Lit up. But they obviously can't see anybody, but we're going to shoot.
Well, and they're crossfiring
First
at
of
each
all,
other.
If he's as close as they think, again, he's a 6'5"
you would see
Bavarian
him.
beef boy. You're not missing him in a corner.
Schnitzelicious.
Snitchel. I can't say that word.
I know.
Schnitzelicious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Then it's the unnecessary blow the rat up and
Why did they
blood
shoot
down
the rat?
screen.
Rat didn't do anything. He just wanted to
very
eat
upset.
He just wanted to eat the snack. Yeah, Richter needs some anger management counseling or something.
Well, and he's kind of
she did just. Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't play fair. He doesn't
play fair.
The rat didn't see it coming. Triboob didn't see it coming.
Triboob did not see it coming.
Right in the back.
Yeah,
right in the back.
That was unnecessary.
He was going to shoot Thumbelina.
I do have to say, he's running around a lot. He's chasing black leather jacket, really hot. He's going to be sweating quite a bit. Like, I feel there's a better assassin outfit than black leather jacket.
Maybe the AC in that dome is just right.
Well, and I think him and Cohagen are wearing the same exact button-up shirt with no tie. And they button it all the way to the top because it's that black and gray stripes. Maybe that's issued from the company. I'm not
true.
Sure. Yeah,
that could be company issued. That's the uniform.
Yeah. Well, my favorite scene, it's the first fight with Laurie after he comes upstairs. Sharon Stone, the surprise on his face when he figures out it's her.
Run, Laurie. Run, Laurie. Save yourself.
Yeah, she's got a little Jean-Claude Van Damme in her, right?
Mm-hmm. She does the kicks.
Yeah.
She does the kicks.
Yeah.
And then I like do you want to tie me up?
Yep.
Like if when I was, that was after I rented it, that was a very rewindable moment.
Yes.
Tie her up. Dad, what is this? Why would we tie her up? Oh, all right.
Did Dad actually answer the question? Dad just answered the question.
Well,
What you just did there.
I had one of those dads. Well, son.
Well,
son. If you're lucky, this is what happens.
You can do whips, chains, whistles, yo-yos.
Is that a slide whistle?
I'm not sure. Take that out, throw in a 9-iron. It's all good.
Replace it with a pitching wedge.
Yeah. So yeah, I just like the fight. I think like you said, he literally knocks the snot. He should have broke her neck.
Yes.
And then
Not a
she
bruise
just
on
not
her.
a bruise on her. Yeah. When she shows up to Mars with the 2 times he hit her, especially the knockout punch, she should have at least a black eye.
Oh, that's the other thing about this movie that my wife and I were pointing out is that their treatment of women
Not real great.
not great.
It's
So
1990.
early on when they're you dumb bitch,
You dumb
and,
bitch,
and then
It's a little misogynistic.
and then she slaps the shit out of the doctor assistant because he's freaking out and she slaps him hard, man.
So, well, and 1990, and also you got the director of RoboCop. If you go rewatch RoboCop, not real kind of women either. Paul Verhoeven might have a particular style of, and it was it's early 90s, 1990.
Yeah.
Not saying it was the right thing to do, but that's kind of how movies were. I don't think that. Don't be ridiculous. All right, that gets us to category 3. We'll start with Kurt here. Best alien/mutant on Mars.
On Mars.
So once they hit Venusville or wherever you found them.
I'm going to go with Quato.
Oh, I also went with Quato. How could you not go Quato? Menage a trois?
Menage a Quato?
Nope. No, damn. I thought we were going to have a baby menage today.
No.
Too bad.
Sorry, we're just teaming up on Quato.
That's right. I love Quato.
He's really opening our minds.
A baby coming out of a dude's stomach, half alive, half dead. Fantastic.
My favorite part is when he holds his
pupils.
insane.
So weird.
My favorite part is when he holds his hand.
My son really
Arnold
liked
Schwarzenegger holding this. He's gonna break him. He's like,
my son really liked when he's on the ground,
and when he holds his hand, he shudders. He goes, "Oh!"
It's just the electricity.
It's so good. But
so
Connor and Ethan really liked when he's on the ground after they shoot him the first time, and he goes, "Quaid,
stop the reactor."
And right in the middle of saying it, boom, shot right in the forehead. It was great. So no, Quato's, it's literally insane. And I remember watching this the first time. Look, I watched it the other night, and as soon as it happened, I looked at my 2 sons, and they were just like, "What the hell is happening right now?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yes," because the first time I saw it, I was like, "What?"
Yeah. No, the second half.
Well, you were in the writing room, or whoever wrote this book. They're like, "Here's what we need. We need a baby growing out of this dude's stomach." And by the way, the makeup on the actual actor when Quato's talking, that mask or something he's wearing, not convincing.
No, not at all.
He has no eyeballs.
It's just really squinty.
But yeah, that second half of that movie really takes off because you find out Benny's got the weird arm. Then you got the alien civilization.
Right.
You've got
there's
a lot going on.
And Siskel said it didn't take off. Did you have anything else? Do you have anything else
that's
on
what
Quato?
I got for Quato.
Yeah.
Because, right after that, dead.
Stomach baby. Good
Stomach
good
baby.
Quaid.
Yeah. The repeated open
your mind.
My favorite though,
the zoom ins on the eyes that don't have round pupils.
So good. Yeah. Where's Quato?
Yeah.
Here, Quaid. So since
Rob,
you
who was
don't
your
have
best alien?
Quato, what do you have?
I went with the tri-boob.
Oh, nice. Look at you. Mine in the gutter.
Yes.
Went with the tri-boob.
I had to go with
Seemed like the easy answer. But
I was going to say, that was my number 3.
I figured you would have some profound thing about one of the aliens.
No.
Like, they're inspiring such and such. Nope, I want the 3-boob chick.
I was reading about the 3-boob chick, and she was talking about how when she filmed it, she had tears in her eyes because she was crying about how she was embarrassed about doing it. But then she's like, "This is what I actually signed on for, though."
Yeah.
She made $2,500 for that week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the story she tells is that she was like a young actress, and she
got to take it.
They did the prosthetics, and they said she was just going to show her cleavage. And then Verhoeven, who's a weirdo.
He
came in and he said, "Okay,
pop it open."
He says, he goes, "This is."
And then she has to do it like 4 times in the movie.
She says, "It should be noted that none of the breasts were actually real flesh. All were designed by special effects maven Rob Botton. Naff, the gal that played her, was under the impression that the faux cleavage would remain under her blouse.
Yeah."
That is until Verhoeven said during one take, "Okay, Licia, now open your blouse and show Arnold your wares."
There you go.
And she said, "I literally teared up. I was horrified and shocked."
Yeah. But she did it.
But she did
it.
Got to make that money.
She did say he never touched them, and he was very respectful, but he creeped her out
Benny
because
touched
of
them.
his small pupils.
Benny touched them.
Benny was trying to milk them.
Benny didn't have any problems. You know, another little creepy part though is like when she takes Quaid upstairs, and the little person goes, "If you need a hand, give me a call."
Yeah, do you know what her name? Do you know what her name was in the movie? Her character name? If you
Thumbelina.
It's called Thumbelina.
Thumbelina. Oh my god, that's great.
She's actually a stunt woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thumbelina.
Well, it takes category 4. I don't know how you'd manage this category, but we'll start with Rob. Most unbelievable moment and or scene in the movie.
I'm going to go. I found it said, so when Richter and Cohagen, this is really geeky and stupid.
Nice. I like it.
Richter and Cohagen have a video conversation in a car.
Yes. Good.
It says, unless they have some sort of future technology which can overcome physical laws, one cannot have a conversation with someone on Mars from Earth without a delay of about 12 minutes between transmission and reception signal.
So of all the things that are going on in this movie, you keyed in on the actual technological problem of the relay call.
Yeah.
The relay call.
Then one that's really stupid is the soldiers are wearing some sort of bulletproof vests.
Yes.
They do nothing.
No.
It's crap.
Maybe it's more like one of those body morph things, or what do they call them? It doesn't actually protect. It's just
whatever
part of their
ammo they're
suits.
using is just tearing these guys up. And
It's tough, man. It's those laser beam things.
I don't know.
So, all right. Well, what do you
laser beam thing?
What do you got, Kurt?
All right, mine's gonna go with. You said that the body armor did nothing. Mine kind of shows that it did. Apparently, had to do something. Mine was when they're on Mars. Quaid's using the hologram. There's people on both sides of him. And they're shooting thousands of bullets back and forth, but they never hit each other.
No.
It's amazing.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, Stormtrooper. They are definitely stormtroopers.
Yeah, and G.I. Joe.
100%.
Every time I watched it,
A-team.
I get to that point and I was like, why isn't anybody else dying?
They're
Because
not
the bullets
good.
are going
They're
back
not
and
good.
forth.
Maybe
And you would think at some point somebody would go, wait, hold up. This isn't working.
Maybe
They're
it's,
just going through the guy.
Maybe it's more like laser tag, and not like it just electrocutes you a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe something like that. So, well, mine was at the end there when after he pushes the reactor button, they get sucked out onto Mars.
Yes.
and Verhoeven's not Verhoeven, Cohagen's out there.
Yeah.
Well, Cohagen immediately bulges and dies.
Yeah.
But Melina and Arnold, it takes like 20 minutes for them to bulge and die. Why is their reaction to the Mars surface so much like better than Cohagen's? Because Cohagen immediately blows up. Like his eyes bulge, everything happens. And Arnold, it takes quite a bit. The eyes go really slow, ballooning out. And so I just didn't understand why Cohagen died so much quicker than they did.
Because they're oxygenating the atmosphere in like 10 minutes.
I got
So
that
it's
part
starting
too.
to
So
happen.
that's the other part I got was so they push the button, the things come out, and immediately blue skies.
Yes.
And I'm not a scientist. I don't claim to be a scientist. Maybe we need to get that DeGrasse Tyson guy on the show. He can explain it to us. But the point is I don't think in the window of them not dying that all that could happen.
Yeah. No.
Right?
I like that the top of the mountain blows off so the oxygen can come out,
Yeah.
but no rocks fall on them, and they're on the
not
side
at
of
all.
the mountain.
They're fine. No rock slide, nothing. Everything's fine. And then they breathe, and then there's blue skies.
Yes.
Well,
on Mars?
Blue skies on Mars.
I know.
That was the name
part of the
That
thing.
was the name of the dream.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
All right. So, and then my only other unbelievable thing is Quado's my favorite character, but I put honorable mention. Most unbelievable thing is everything with Quado. What the hell is going on with this thing? How is this guy alive? How is Quado talking? Like, are they sharing is this a conjoined thing? But he grew way faster than the other one? I don't know. So
why can't they talk at the same time? Why does he have to be in that trance?
I know, it's crazy. So anyway.
And he really kind of
yeah, I don't enjoy most of that.
He needs a
parts.
cleanup.
Yeah,
he was really hidden. Because when he's walking around normal time.
Yeah, and you don't even notice a
You don't
lump
even
or
notice.
anything.
No.
So is it inside?
That's what I was wondering.
It's
if
like a hernia.
If it comes, it comes out.
He's got to push him back in.
Pushes it in.
Yeah. That's why it was a little
Right.
painful because he sensed it comes out.
It's not good. So, all right, category 5. I'll go first on this one. Best movie, bad guy. I've got Laurie. Sharon Stone. As we've said 100 times, super hot in the movie. She's the only bad guy that actually catches Arnold. All right. Nobody else succeeds. She actually subdues him and turns him over to Cohagen. She's a badass fighter. Although she hits him in the crotch way too many times.
Yeah.
I mean, and he actually, to be fair, he just walks those off like it's nothing. She gets full punch and kicks in his crotch, and Arnold just keeps going.
Well, his crotch, there's something there.
There's something there.
What do you mean there's something there?
I hope there's something
well,
there.
he's been feeding it blondes. There's something there.
Because if I remember correctly, when Melina taps the old guy, he doesn't flinch.
It's not that there's something there. He's 6'5" Bavarian beef boy.
Okay, but
there's a bratwurst.
There's a bratzy in there.
Yeah, it's a bratzy.
Somebody taps the junk.
It's definitely snitchalicious.
There's a flinch. There's definitely a flinch. He doesn't flinch.
Oh, he can make it flinch. He can make his own flinch.
I got knuckle punched by this guy over
I
there.
know what you're talking about.
Oh no, it's great.
I was sick to my stomach for a week.
I imagine.
I flinched.
Look, this guy was Mr.
It was definitely a flinch.
Look, Arnold's Mr. Olympia like 9 times. I'm thinking he's doing some curls down there too. He strengthened that thing up. All right, that's not the only muscle he left untapped. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's doing curls.
I got to work out my junk. Hey, how do you get that? What are you feeding this thing? I take it to the Venice Beach. I do the curls.
How does that go when you're in the weight room and you look over and his
Arnold's
junk reaches out and grabs
curls?
a dumbbell?
Yeah, just drinks it out. I think you just salute and say, "Good on you, buddy.
Good job, buddy."
Good for you.
Double the barbell I have.
I'd be over there going, "You got any tips? You know, I'm trying to build up my muscle too.
I'm trying to build up my tip."
So yeah, my best movie bad guy, Sharon Stone, playing the wife Lori.
I like it. That's good.
What you got, Kurt?
I went with the Cohagen.
Oh yeah. Are you a double Cohagener?
Nope.
No, I was gonna say I thought the way he was talking to Cohagen earlier, I thought we were gonna have a double.
That was happening.
But I just thought he was the intellectual
He's
bad
good.
guy.
Yeah.
He's outsmarting everybody.
He's
He's telling Richter, "You're just a dummy."
He does.
Just
yeah, I was ready
stop trying to think, Richter.
Yeah, I thought Richter was going to punch him a couple times.
Yeah.
But I will say Cohagen, for being the smart intellectual type, he kind of doesn't control himself very well either.
No.
Like you think he'd be in a little better control. I think he really likes what's Quaid's alter ego? I'm forgetting. Hauser. I think he really likes Hauser. I think him and Hauser.
He was very sad when they had to finally try to kill him.
Wasn't Cohagen a blonde? There we go.
I
He was upset. Hey-o.
I read that Cohagen's hairstyle, the slick back, they had to reshoot 2 days worth of filming because he was being fitted for a prosthesis on his face, and they had to slick his hair back, and he looked himself in the mirror and goes, "Oh, this is what we need to do."
This is good.
So we had to go to the director and say, "We're going to have to reshoot this." And he was like, "Sure, let's go with it."
Yeah.
Hello.
Because that video they make with the two of them together, they look like real good friends.
Their bodies.
They are. I see you around sometime. Or maybe not. so terrible. So, all right, Rob, what do you got?
I went with Richter.
Oh, okay. I can respect that. It was between Laurie and Richter for me. I just like Sharon Stone. So.
Yeah. No, and I thought that I got to give the guy credit. Whatever he's doing, he's getting to make out with Sharon Stone.
Here's the deal with that actor.
He's cold and calculated. He shot the tri-boob in the back. He was going to shoot Thumbelina.
Oh, yeah.
And then old Grody face.
Weird face,
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony
He has a name, Rob.
Sorry.
Well, Thumbelina and Tony have something going because when they were going upstairs, she's like, "Hey, Thumb, do you want to go handle Tony for me?"
Yeah.
I do. I do.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I will say this. I like Michael Ironside, but that guy is the same guy in every movie he's in. Like, he's not a different character his whole life. Like, he's way over dramatic. He's serious. He wants to kill you. He wants to beat you up.
But see, this is a really weird connection. So we've talked about like bands that will have a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
And they bemoan the fact that, this song's the bane of our existence.
No,
and then you have some that own it and they play it 3 times in a show and they're like, that's our signature song.
I would.
I think he's the same kind of actor where he's like, that's me. That's my character. I will play it in every movie. I will do every Comic-Con. I will be the guy.
Exactly. Because I walk up to Michael Ironside and go, buddy, you're the same in every movie. And he goes, do you want to see my bank account?
I was just going to say, come see my
house. That's fine.
Because
I'll play that same part over and over again. Yeah. I'm not trying to win Oscars here. All right, I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't do that part. I want to wrestle a bear. So, all right, that takes us to our sixth category: worst actor / actress. Rob, we'll give you the lead off on this one.
Oh, you're gonna give it to me, huh?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Sharon Stone.
Oh,
He's throwing the mic. He's throwing the microwave.
Yeah.
He wants to take his headphones off.
Okay, so here's a quote I found online.
Tell me what you got.
I really
She's
liked
the worst person in this movie.
For a while, Sharon Stone could distract audiences from her acting by crossing and uncrossing her legs.
Ooh.
But it soon became apparent that leg crossing on screen is one of her only talents.
She's good.
Or her only talent. While Basic Instinct with the infamous leg crossing scenes may have escaped the critics' negative remarks, that's where it ends. In later productions like The Specialist and Intersection, the actress took home 2 Golden Raspberry Awards for Worst Actress. A decade later, in 2004, the actress earned her first Stinker Award for Worst Supporting Actress in Catwoman. And then she did have a great performance in Martin Scorsese's classic movie, Casino.
By the way, Tom Cruise, Sandra Bullock, Tom Hanks all have Golden Raspberry Awards. And they have, so that's not really
Sharon
an indicator.
Stone is in good category.
She's
in
doing
good
a good
company.
job.
Good company.
No,
Yeah.
she does. If you look at the totality, that's a word you love to use, of this movie. She's not the worst actress in this movie. There's people doing worse. Melina's a worse actress than she is.
Wrong.
Oh, wrong. Here we go. All right, what do you got, Kurt?
All right, my worst actor
If you say Sharon Stone, I'm going to be mad.
was Ernie at Recall. He's the assistant.
Oh, the one that gets slapped the heck out?
I put, he delivered his lines so
Ernie.
badly that
He
the
was bad.
actress actually slapped him
Yeah.
just because of that.
Yeah, he was pretty terrible. So, yeah, I agree.
Just the one line he had, he overdid it way
He's
too much.
awful, man.
Yeah.
He's.
But he
he's
was in the
rough.
movie Pig with
Pig.
Oh, he was in
with Nicolas Cage.
with the prize truffle pig.
The Pig movie that I still haven't watched. So, so my is Benny, played by the actor Mel Johnson Jr. Come on, he's horrible.
He's great. He's got 5 kids.
Welcome to Mars, man.
Welcome to
And
Mars.
That one where he goes, "I'm gonna drill you, sucker, grind you up." That's stupid. Like, his lines are bad. He's not delivering them good. He's just not. He's a very
Which
stiff
is funny because
actor.
I read that originally it was like for Jive Taxi Driver or something like that, and he was like, "No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't
because
wanna
that's
do it."
terrible."
And then he
he's
immediately
like,
did it.
Ooh, the script and my lines are so in
They're
depth,
so
and
good.
great.
I'm just gonna deliver him that way. No,
Poor Benny.
He's bad. He's stinking up the screen. So you could have done a lot better there. So and that's perfect segue to our 7th category, which is recasting any of our characters. I'll start this one.
Go for it.
So I'm going to go down a little list here. I put Arnold. No, this probably is garbage. This movie's probably garbage without Arnold. So not Arnold. Lori. No. Stone. Despite Rob's ridiculous take. Super hot. She's awesome. She should
I
be in
didn't
this
say
movie.
she wasn't hot.
Richter. No.
She just
Michael
can't
Ironside.
act her way out of a paper bag.
She's fine. She's doing great.
Wow, that got aggressive real fast.
I put
fine.
Yeah, I put Richter. No, Michael Ironside. Great late '80s like thug, bad guy.
Yeah.
He's perfect, right? Benny. Here we go. Look, it's 1990. Filming this like in probably '89. Wesley Snipes is sitting right there. You can have that, right? Denzel Washington's sitting right there. All he's done is glory. I mean, it's not like he's that
when
excited
he gets worked
yet.
up, his Wahlberg comes out.
Yeah.
It was Donnie.
Oh, you want me to? Did you want me to have him?
You got Wesley Snipes sitting right there.
I mean, Wesley's sitting right there. It's really easy. And then I got Denzel over here. I mean, either one of them in the movie would be great. Donnie said he'd prefer Denzel, but I like Wesley. He's good.
See?
But that's what I'm saying is they're sitting right there. You could have had them. And Cohagen, look, I like Ronnie Cox. He's good. But Tom Berenger, gruff and angry Tom Berenger.
I like that.
Like Major League Tom Berenger or the substitute Tom Berenger. That would be good. Gene Hackman.
Ooh, I had Gene as Cohagen.
Yeah, he
Do
might
you know
be.
that guy's
That's
like
what I said.
94
Cohagen
or something like that?
I think he might be.
Yeah, he
might
like
be
10
too
years
big.
older than Ronnie Cox.
My
He's
only
so
question for Gene Hackman was: is he too big for Arnold in this? Like
Yeah.
he's too big of an actor? Because Arnold doesn't like to be overshadowed.
But
not his
Malkovich
favorite.
did Con Air, and nobody blinked an eye.
He did, but that's Malkovich.
It's Malkovich.
That's what are you gonna do, right?
You know that guy. He was over.
I mean, you got Wesley sitting right there. It's really easy. There's no problems.
Oh crap!
I was only like 12, or I'd have done it. Donnie was singing with the boys, so he couldn't do it.
He was on tour. Yeah.
He was on tour. All right, what do you got, Kurt?
My one that you haven't said yet was I went with Grease 2, Michelle Pfeiffer as Lori.
Yeah, she's not too old here.
No, they were the same age.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And okay, yeah. And she was good.
She was good.
Yeah.
She's coming off like Fabulous Baker Boys or something.
Yeah.
She looked good in that movie.
She could Cool Rider right in there.
Yeah.
Can she?
I liked a good Michelle Pfeiffer.
Does she sell me in the fighting part of it?
Oh, yes.
You think so? I don't know. Catwoman?
Well, Sharon Stone didn't sell me until I saw it, so.
That's true. She sold me.
Never know until I see it.
Until I see it. Yeah. Pfeiffer was Catwoman.
That's right.
Meow.
And I liked her as Catwoman.
Yeah, she was good.
She was good.
She was all right.
And I think if
what about Christopher Walken here as Cohagen?
If Sharon Stone is
that would have been good, right? What? No, I'm serious. Like,
no, I'm serious.
Make him Cohagen. I think that works.
Push the reactor.
That'd be great.
I could be home for cornflakes.
For cornflakes.
Oh, goodness. I like it.
I miss Hauser.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got, Rob?
Crap. I'm doing a modern retake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I think the new version or the 2012 version.
There should be no 2012 version.
It was bad.
Just throw that out.
But I think we stick to the storyline.
Okay.
We stick more to the short story. Hauser, Tom Hardy.
Okay.
I like him. Lori, Charlize Theron.
Okay.
Like her a lot. We're looking past the acting and we're looking at
she has an Oscar.
The eye candy.
For best acting.
Well,
just in case you were wondering.
Well, because she's pretty.
I don't know if you saw the movie she won it for.
Was it Monster?
It was Monster.
Yes.
Monster. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Richter Walter Goggins.
Oh yeah,
I like him. Melina Zoe Saldana.
Same balding, by the way, with Goggins.
Yeah. And then Cohagen Bryan Cranston.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he plays a good bad guy.
Breaking Bad shaved head.
Slick it back.
No, I go slick back.
Slick back. Okay.
Slick back. Yeah.
All right. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
And then if we stick to the storyline,
I gotcha.
Don't do this weird.
I still think
to the story.
I still think Walken as Cohagen that's something. Could you imagine?
It is something. We're not sure if it's good or not.
Imagine him and Arnold back and forth. What are you doing, Cohagen? I'm gonna turn on the reactor.
Wow. Now that you've done that, I am not sold.
Okay, it's over. That's right. So, all right. Well, that takes us to our last category, our favorite category, possibly
cornflakes.
Possibly our favorite category. It is our Harry Temple. I should have stayed in Aspen moment.
Aspen it is.
This is a moment in the movie when a character knows or realizes their demise or something really bad may occur to them. So we're going to start this with Rob. And what is your I should have stayed in Aspen moment?
Mine is the moment right before Richter loses his arm.
Yeah, he does have a look on his face.
Yeah.
He knows.
He looks up. Yes. He says, "Oh," he says, "Oh no."
Yep.
And the arm. Yeah. See you at the party, Richter.
So I don't know what the trade off for.
Party, Richter.
I don't know what the trade off for Aspen on Mars is, but he'd rather be there.
Yes.
At that moment. So
he'd rather be back on Earth or wherever.
So what do you got?
I had a couple of them, but I'll go with the slow motion face after Dr. Edgemar is shot.
Oh, nice. He does.
A long slow motion thing as he's falling.
The only reason
he sees it coming. He knows. Well, I think so. I think he like crapped his pencil, but when he
most people do
when he put the gun down, he's like,
I think he thought he talked his way out of it because he thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
It's the sweat that gets him.
Yeah, you can kill me, but the sweat is, I think, the indicator for the I should have stayed in Aspen.
Yes,
his dialogue, his little monologue there is probably the best writing in the whole movie. When he goes off about you shoot me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That was the best writing in the movie.
I do. Because I think...
I mean, we have other examples that tell us there's other great writing in the movie. Sue me, dickhead.
Yeah. I'll be home in time for cornflakes.
I don't know if our Christopher Walkens are fast.
No, they're not.
No, I don't know what
I think yours is a little better than mine, actually.
I think it's turning into like a...
what do you think?
Woody
Allen.
I'm not sure. I'm making movies. Anyway, what are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, David, what was yours?
My stayed in Aspen moment was Benny.
Benny getting drilled.
Yep, getting drilled. He goes, I'm going to get you, sucker. And the next thing you see is his
eyes open.
His eyes open. And he goes, ah, like he knew. He could feel the drill coming in the hip. And then I guess, but by the way, I'll just give Benny this. Nowhere to go. Like the drill didn't get in there real fast.
Nowhere to go.
Like you
and
couldn't
the thing
move.
is, he looks around.
Yeah, scoot
he
up-
hears it coming.
Yeah, scoot up in the seat, something, right? Like I feel like you could have got out of the way, but I didn't like Benny, so him getting drilled doesn't upset me at all. But yeah, he
That's
definitely
an impressive drill. It goes right through a tank's.
It went through in a heartbeat. He must have had a diamond tip on that drill because I've used drills and I don't know they go through metal that fast.
Cohagen did not cut corners on the drills.
Did
That's
not.
right, no.
He might have cut corners on protection for all the citizens.
Yeah. That's
right.
But he definitely didn't do it
But
there. so.
anything to get the whatever that stuff is called out of the
Turinium
mines.
or turbrinium or
Yeah.
He wants that.
My backup was Richter getting his arms ripped off because I also just like the line.
Yeah.
See you at the party,
See you
Richter.
at the party,
It's so
Richter.
good. You know,
See you at the party, Richter.
you know how
And then
proud
he throws him.
But the thing is, do you know how proud Arnold is when he delivered that?
Yeah.
Like everyone offsets
Got
high
it.
five and did you get that? We got it. Book it.
Body Richter.
That's the trailer. That should have taken off just as much as like I'll be back, right?
Yeah.
So
There are a
doesn't
lot of
he say-
grunts in that sequence.
Oh, by the way, in Running Man, he says I'll be back like 3 times.
Yes.
I'm like, he just took his Terminator dialogue.
Because he keeps coming back.
Yeah, you got to be a little lazy. So, all right. Well, we weren't the only ones that watched this movie. As anyone who's tuned in knows, or if you're new here, my 18-year-old son, Connor, who has never seen any of these movies that we like to relive, watches it with me and then provides us with his review.
Connor's Corner. He watches movies. It's Connor's Corner. Oh, yeah.
Well, this week, Connor's Corner is going to be read to us by the one and only movie hound himself.
I get to. All righty. Let me open it up here. There it is. All right. So I've not seen this yet. So bear with me as I read.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. All right. He says, I'm a big nerd for space movies. It's always amazes me how different directors and movies portray the unknown mysteries of our solar system. That was word.
Oh, okay.
That was bad. And Total Recall sort of pulls it off. This movie, to put it blunt, did not start off strong, but it sure does pick up the pace like really fast. The action in Total Recall is, in my opinion, the highlight of this movie, as you're constantly on edge of your seat, wondering if Quaid will actually actually a secret agent, or if it's all in his head. Because the antagonists are always trying to convince Quaid that he's imagining everything. I personally think it's all real. The only flaw I noticed in this movie, apparently there's only one, is that the special effects are, well, not great. Connor, they were groundbreaking at the time. However, because of the choppy editing and poor CGI, I think it's a good thing because it really feels like you're watching a movie from a few decades ago. Most movies nowadays are super flashy, and they always try to make everything look as realistic as possible. So watching after watching this film, that's what it says. I'm just saying. It's always weirdly refreshing. Overall, Total Recall was a movie I was expecting to trash, but I ended up loving it. I definitely recommend this movie if you haven't seen it, and I give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Wow.
All right.
I love it.
You know, when I read Connor's Corner or even Rob, we kind of try to adjust to the typos.
Nope.
You just read them right out.
I read words.
You're the best uncle.
Sometimes not well.
He's the best uncle anyone's ever had.
Hey, he's into college. He's going to be going to college.
I know. I
He's
got
just
you.
fine.
Yeah, he's got to learn these things. So, well, he liked it. So that takes us to our final judgment. And before we say, do we still love this movie or not? What is your final assessment? Is Arnold dreaming or is he a secret agent?
Ooh.
I'm going secret agent.
Okay.
He's a secret agent man.
Secret agent man.
I think it's
Rob's in Dream World.
Rob's in
it's a
Dream World.
dream.
Yeah, I'm going secret agent too.
I think it's a dream.
I just want it to be secret
I was going
agent.
to say,
so.
secret agent sounds more fun.
Yeah, it's got to be more fun. So, with all that being said, still a good movie, or can watch it once in a while.
I had not watched it in a really long time.
Oh yeah,
and so for the I forgot how much I liked it.
Yeah,
I was going to say it's still good. Still like
I
it.
think
Still
it's
great.
Sharon Stone's still great.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I think if you watch it for what it is and what it is for the time, I think it's a good movie. So
It's a good movie.
I like
you said the same thing about Speed. Hadn't seen it in a while.
Same thing. Yeah,
Still a great movie.
I think it's good.
Lots of action packedness.
Yeah, because I took it out of my notes, but earlier on, I found a review that talked about the 2012 one versus the 1990 one, and it was in the review was clearly in favor of the 1990 one.
As it should be.
Because there's a lot of things that took out that the 90s version.
Yeah. They took away its style.
Made it so good.
They always do that. They think they can cut it, or we'll edit it better, or we'll make it look better.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just think it's a standalone
and
movie.
in the new one, I haven't seen it, but the new one, Kate Beckinsale's Richter's part, I'm not buying it.
No, it's
You're not buying it.
No.
As hot as she is, I'm not buying it. I don't know if you've seen the vampire movies she's in.
Oh yeah.
What are those, man? Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Can't think of the name. There's like
Underworld.
4 of them. Underworld.
Yes.
The Underworlds.
She's all right.
That works.
Yeah. That works. That works.
You're doing a good job.
For what you're doing there, you're doing a good job.
a good job.
You just keep it up.
All right. Well, so that's across the board. We still love this movie. We recommend it. Connor recommends it. So if you haven't done it in a while, go ahead and fire up the old DVD player and or streaming service and find it, watch it. You didn't give us our streaming service this time.
It was in a couple of different places. I don't have those services, so I was nah, I don't pay for those ones.
Yeah.
The only place no
one else does?
No one else does.
Okay.
They can find it themselves if they pay for
If
that.
you are a subscriber to Paramount.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I found it.
Now, I got it on Amazon. At the time I got it, was like $5.99. And I'm like, I'm just going to own that.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I own it now.
I just watched my special edition DVD.
You do have the DVD.
Fired up the DVD.
I
did.
I had to dust it off.
I know.
The door wouldn't want to open.
I know.
had to
Ours
force it.
makes
It
an
was-
awful sound. It's
it's
really
great.
loud. And
Well, that brings us to everyone's favorite part of the show. You're sitting there, you're listening to us for the last hour plus, ramble on about this, and you're like, how could I reach out and talk to these fine young gentlemen?
Yeah.
Well, you can find us on all the social media sites. You can Google Totally 80s, 90s Recall. You'll find us everywhere in the world. You can leave us messages. You can leave us a DM. You can write something out on Facebook. We'll answer all of it. And if you really like the show, take a second. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Just takes a second. I promise it won't take any longer. And share it with a friend. Then that way everyone can enjoy Total Recall. Mm-hmm. They can enjoy our Arnold impressions. They can enjoy our attempt at apparently a Christopher Walken impression today.
Sad attempt.
And apparently Mark Wahlberg has become a central focus of our show.
That's right.
And you can enjoy that as well. So.
Yeah, I love it. So, is your attic overflowing with neon fanny packs and crimping iron?
Of course it is.
Yes.
Whispering forgotten secrets? Ooh. If so, let us, the embarrassingly outdated echoes of 80s and 90s pop culture, help you. You can reach us in our radio purgatory, accessible at Totally 80s and 90s Recall at podbean.com. Unearth memories so buried they should come with a spork, because who needs a spoon and a fork? Or send your wildest show ideas through the Ethernet, ether at 80s90srecall at gmail.com. We're like Wayne and Garth if they never escaped the basement and replaced rock with podcasts. Consider us your trivia Tamagotchi, needing to be fed facts and pop culture nonsense to avoid the inevitable digital demise. Forget nunchuck skills. We wield the Nerf gun of nostalgia. We bring the knowledge, you bring the Zima. Let's make podcasting great again.
It took 74 episodes, and he got Zima into an
my
episode.
I keep thinking he's going to run out of
no, he will never.
80s and 90s things.
Absolutely not.
No. He is good. He is good.
He is good.
All right. So now if it is your first time listening, or if you've been listening to all 74 episodes, please take a moment and give the show 5 stars and leave us a review wherever you get your podcast, of course. This will help the show get bigger and better. I'm getting bigger and better. Well, bigger.
Will it be? Will it get Bavarian beefcake size?
Yes. Yes. We're going to try to feed it blondes.
Oh, we got to feed the blondes.
Schnitchelicious?
That's right.
I don't know.
Yep. All righty. We also have a merch store that you can find on the website or in the show notes, where you can show off your love for the show. You can even give the gift of Totally 80s and 90s Recall swag to those friends and loved ones.
Ooh, loved ones. That's good. Rob, you got any closing thoughts?
I do.
Ooh,
it's
nice.
kind of it's a plug, but it's also so if you're not doing anything, yep, there goes the noises. Yep.
Gotta plug it.
You said plug. You didn't say what plug.
That's right. Just gotta plug it. Well done.
Head over to www. That's 3 W's.
3 dubs.
Overthinkingit.com. They've got a survey going. In Total Recall, did the events depicted after Quaid's recall procedure actually happen? So your choices are no, Quaid never got his ass to Mars, or yes, Quaid actually got his ass to Mars. So far, it's been up there for a while. There's 23,434 votes.
Nice.
Right now, no, Quaid never got his ass to Mars is leading.
Ooh.
61% of people, 14,297 votes, said no, he never got his ass to Mars.
Gotcha.
Yes, Quaid actually got his Mars is at 39%. That's 9,137 votes. So if you really want to get your voice heard,
that's it.
Head over to www.overthinkingit.com and
hyper focused on his ass.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
And vote either he got his ass to Mars or he didn't.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Rob's going to like this. We've poured a bowl of cornflakes. So that means we're at the end of this memorable episode. We hope you've enjoyed our look back at the 1990 sci-fi thriller Total Recall. We'd like to thank all of our listeners, whether first-timers or subscribers, for hanging out with Rob, Kurt, and I. Hopefully, we gave you an hour or so of some laughs, great memories, and all the Schwarzenegger you could have ever wanted. And don't forget to tune in for all new episodes of Totally 80s, 90s Recall every Tuesday.
That's right. Every Tuesday.
What
are we doing next time?
Next time, hey, it's been a while. We're doing a Billboard Hot 100. It's going to be for May 28th, 1984, 40 years ago, Rob. We're going to explore the most popular songs in America 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
How's that sound?
That's weird.
That's weird, but it's going to be a thing.
Ago.
I'm going to choose from the odd numbered songs, which means you have the
even.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
That way we confirm. I'll get a text in the middle of the week. Which numbers do I have again? I write it on 15 different things. Which numbers am I doing?
I want to say it's not true.
It's not true, but it is true. So, well.
It'll usually be like the night before we record.
What numbers do I have?
What are we doing? It's 84. I thought you said 94.
84, May 28th, Rob.
May 28th.
Get the dates right.
Yeah, make sure you line that up.
Not
It's
March
very
28th.
easy to go the wrong way. Yeah. So, all right. Well, you got anything else?
I don't.
Wow, you thought about that a long time.
I did. I was thinking if it would be silly or not. But
fancy goodbye?
No fancy goodbye.
All right.
Adios, amigo.
Adios, amigo. Was that our Beefcake Bavarian or
Mr.
Beef Boy?
Schnitzelicious.